Cello all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome to another Demystify the Divine weekly readings and tools to connect. I am doing a pre-record this week, and I'm hoping that you're going to forgive me for not going live because it has been 3 years since I have seen my family who lives in Canada, and they are here for a visit, and I get to spend time with my niece and my nephew who are growing like weeds. And my sister and my mother have decided to come, and they have not been here. My mother especially has not been here, I want to say, in 7 years. And my sister, I think it's been maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 5 years actually, I think, since she's been here. So I am pre-recording so that I can just take advantage of that 4 days that they're here to visit and not have to be thinking about work-related stuff. But I did not want to leave you guys in the lurch, so here we are, and we are doing a fabulous Demystify the Divine. There's no Keone today, so you're missing out on a little bit of Keone, but he will be back next week, as will I, for our regular live banter and antics. And so this week, let me just sort of tune in and see what's coming up for our word of the week or our phrase of the week, and we'll go from there. Cello all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome to another Demystify the Divine weekly readings and tools to connect. I am doing a pre-record this week, and I'm hoping that you're going to forgive me for not going live because it has been 3 years since I have seen my family who lives in Canada, and they are here for a visit, and I get to spend time with my niece and my nephew who are growing like weeds. And my sister and my mother have decided to come, and they have not been here. My mother especially has not been here, I want to say, in 7 years. And my sister, I think it's been maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 5 years actually, I think, since she's been here. So I am pre-recording so that I can just take advantage of that 4 days that they're here to visit and not have to be thinking about work-related stuff. But I did not want to leave you guys in the lurch, so here we are, and we are doing a fabulous Demystify the Divine. There's no Keone today, so you're missing out on a little bit of Keone, but he will be back next week, as will I, for our regular live banter and antics. And so this week, let me just sort of tune in and see what's coming up for our word of the week or our phrase of the week, and we'll go from there. This is funny. I'm getting abracadabra. So what does this mean? Well, abracadabra is, a kid's spell, a children's spell. It's the idea that the words that we speak carry weight. And I talk about this a lot when I'm talking about manifestation. Our words have meaning. And so abracadabra, we say we wave our magic wand and abracadabra, and something magically appears. Either the rabbit comes out of the hat, or the rose comes out of the handkerchief that wasn't originally there before, right? What I'm feeling here is this week, the energy for us is to really connect with that magic from within. And magic, as we sort of view it today, is illusory, right? There's the illusion of things. And I'm not here to say to you that our spiritual guidance is illusory, because it's not. It is legit. And any of you who are watching this, you have had experiences that have brought you to this place, because you're like, okay, I'm seeing, hearing, feeling, things that I can't explain. I might not be able to explain it scientifically. I might not have proof, but I know inside me that it's real. And so the abracadabra is coming up not from an illusory perspective, more from the perspective of say it and mean it. Because when you mean it, when you put your focus, to that, into that wand, for example, and you say those words with conviction, with feeling, with knowing, with an unwavering belief that not only do you deserve what you're asking for, but that you also can create it for yourself. It is your birthright, that it will be so. It will come. And I feel like that's why they're being a little silly and goofy. They're giving us this message because, and I also believe that abracadabra comes from, I believe there's a history to it, and I don't know the exact history of it, but I believe that it comes from something where when you chant these words or you say these words, there's a vibration that is revealed or is carried on the words, and that vibration is really what we want to focus on. So I'm going to say also consider sound healing this week. Consider, one of my favorite things to do is to go on YouTube and to, type in meditation music, sound healing, or, I want sound healing for a particular chakra. I type in that chakra, and there's a bunch of options. There are a bunch of options that pop up. You just put that on in the background, or you put that on as you're falling asleep. Put that on when you just need 5 minutes of calm. And I guarantee you that sound vibration shifts you. It shifts our energetic field. It rearranges our energetic field. It breaks up things that are blockages, I would say, that are in our energetic field. And from an emotional perspective, it also helps. So how are you using your magic this week? And where are you putting your intention and focus? When you speak, do you have conviction about what you're speaking? When you ask for something, I would encourage you actually this week, I'm hearing, to not ask for it, to command and demand it of the universe. And some of us have a hard time with that. I know for a long time, I was very fearful just even of my own gifts. And so, I had this idea from sort of my religious background and upbringing that, the earth was going to, open up and swallow me whole because I, was using a tarot deck or something like that. And eventually I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's just fear. It's fear-based stuff. And none of that is actually happening. And, all of this is divine, the way that it's given. And I, give weight to what this particular piece of paper means. It doesn't hold its own power necessarily. So the power comes from with me. The intention and the conviction comes from within me. So this week, I feel like the message also is command and demand what you are manifesting. Command and demand what you desire and deserve. And the universe isn't going to be mad about that. They're just going to say, okay, she's clear in her conviction, or he's clear in his conviction. They know what they want. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Now we have a good directive. Now we know exactly what to bring, and we're going to bring it in the right way and pace that the universe, has the ability to do. So abracadabra, I feel that they're trying to keep a little bit of lightness to the energy, but there's also truth to that, in that we need to access our own magic. We do have the power to manifest whatever it is that we want. And when we speaking is spell casting in many ways. And I'm not, talking about witchery or, covens or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I am not an expert in that. But there is energy to when you are saying words, when you are expressing something and you're expressing it with conviction and knowing. That's how we bring it into being. So abracadabra yourself this week like crazy. Use your words as your wand. That's the message. Use your words as your wand, because a wand is simply a tool to focus energy. So where are you focusing that energy? How are you allowing that energy to ride on the words? Mr. Neo is coming in. As I am recording today, I have the cleaning crew who's taking care of the house, and I'm so grateful to them. And as a result, all of the animals are like, oh, mama, there's, weirdness in the house, and so we have to be near you. And of course, as you can see, Mr. Neo wants to get onto my reading table. That's his favorite thing to do, is to get in the middle of everything because it's all about him. He's the star of the show. So I'm constantly having to redirect him. I'm like, you can stay here, but you're not allowed to be in the thick of things. So let's do our, we're going to pull a card, and I'm going to read today from the Angel Tarot by Jane Wallace. So that's going to be our first card that we're pulling today. And let's see what the guidance is. I want to say accompanying guidance and information that comes after our fabulous Abracadabra messaging, which I think is very interesting. No, you cannot get on the table. Thank you so much. All right. So our message. Oh, Three of Swords. So this card indicates Three of Swords is heartache, and this is very much the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot interpretation, is that Three of Swords is heartache. But what I'm feeling actually for us this week is it's really reflecting on thoughts and how thoughts become things. So if we've got three, it's kind of like, okay, I have a thought in my head, I feel it as though it is already so. I feel it, I imagine it to be what it's going to be. And then I command and demand to the universe, and I release the how and the when, and I open myself to receiving the signs and symbols, the next steps to what I need to do to bring this into being, to bring this into focus. So I'm feeling that the Three of Swords actually is coming through because it's notifying us that, again, our thoughts do become things. So it's important to be aware of the thoughts. You know, if we think of swords, swords represent thoughts. So is my thought helping me, or is my thought hurting me? Is my thought that I'm putting into practice, putting out into the universe, is it going to cause me heartache? Or is it exact, spot on? Is it providing me with the level of self-care and self-knowing that I am putting that focus into bringing me what it is that I really seek? So I feel like what we're looking at here is you've got the one sword that is the thought, you've got the other sword that is the feeling, and then you have the straight, sort of the straight and narrow, that these two things crossed create the potential for magic. Create the potential for what it is that you're seeking. Give the potential the ability to manifest itself out into the world. I also am feeling that this week, sort of on a global level, we are going to be tapping into a lot of heartache around things that we're witnessing. Now, you don't need to be psychic to know that that's kind of been the way that it's been for the last quite some time, at least a year, that we have a lot of things going on that can be very disheartening, very concerning in the world. But what I'm feeling here is this week in particular, there's something fresh that is coming up, and everyone says, oh, not again. And we must put a stop to this nonsense and shenaniganery. We must put a stop to this heartbreak and heartache that people are feeling in the world. There's a collective no that's coming up. There's a collective, this must stop. And I feel like the energy of what we're sort of tapping into with that is, even though it's coming out of yet more heartbreak, it is bringing society together. It is bringing humanity together. All of these things that have been transpiring recently have been giving us the opportunity to unite. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we unite in our opinions, in our beliefs necessarily, in how we, choose to see how things need to go. But I would say to you that on this point, people are uniting. People are saying, we might not agree on how we need to go about stopping this, but we all agree that we need to stop this. We all agree that this is bad. And the thing that keeps coming into my mind, and I don't know, and I'm hoping this is not the case, but I'm seeing more mass shooting, gun violence, that kind of thing. I'm feeling a larger sort of event that stops the nation, stops the world, stops humanity for a moment and says, if the higher ups aren't going to do anything about it, if the powers that be that are seemingly in control of the dynamics of things right now, if they're not going to do anything about it, what can we do about it? What can we as as society do about it? What can we as the people that are living these lives do about it? You know, we live very much in an energy of being used to going with the flow of what others tell us that we need to do. And we are in a time of disruption, right? Extreme chaos and disruption. And it's happening on a spiritual level so that we can all awaken. We can rise up. And when I say awaken, I don't necessarily mean awakening spiritually. I mean, wake up and take stock of what is happening and say, yes, I agree with this, or no, I don't. And let's find another way. So unifying ourselves as a human race to evaluate our values. You know, what is it that we really believe in, and how are we going to just, you know, allow random individuals because of their titles to dictate how things are going? Or are we going to start to take a stand? And of course, we've been seeing a lot of this energy over the last couple of years, you know, different companies stepping up and saying, okay, we don't agree with this, you know, policy or whatever, so we're going to provide our own policy. We will be seeing much, much more of that. And on an individual level with the Three of Swords, again, just to reiterate, I feel that the message for all of us is about the manifesting. What are you putting your focus to? How are you manifesting? And I know I'm using the word magic, and it's kind of dangerous to use magic because there are some people who, you know, think that is silly, supercilious, right? I don't mean magic from that illusory way. I mean magic in terms of our own power, our own strength, the energy that resides within us, that soul essence, that soul flame, our passion, our purpose, our desire to create. That's what I'm referring to. So our oracle card or oracle deck for the week is the Energy Oracle from Sandra Ann Taylor. Had to double check that. And I love this. We've got number 37, third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. And I actually forgot after the word of the week, I'm supposed to channel an archangel, and I forgot. So I'm going to invite Archangel Chamuel to come in and give us a message in just a second. But I want to talk about this. What I'm feeling here is, and it really ties in with what I was saying about our power, you know, our willpower. Third chakra is the solar plexus chakra, and this is our will. This is our willpower. This is our identity. This is our personal power. This is our co-creation. So this card coming up really makes a lot of sense with the message coming through, is it's reiterating the fact that, hey, it is time to really step into this. Don't be afraid to use your willpower. Don't be afraid to access that wisdom, that knowing, that energetic ability to shift, or the ability to shift energetically, or to shift with our energy. Listen to how many ways we can use energy. And I feel like this card is coming up because Archangel Chamuel, who is the Archangel of peace and love, is saying, all right, use your willpower to step into that peace. It's not, I feel like it's not choose peace and happiness this week. It's create peace this week. It's create peace through your personal power. That feels really, really important. And when we're tapping in here as well, I feel like looking at this card, there's almost an energy of, out of the sorrow comes hope. Out of the unfortunate situation comes hope. And it's hope that comes from a different source than it usually does, because the sources that it usually comes from, it's deflated, right? After a while, it's deflated because there's a lot of talk and no action. You know, the hot air balloon that gets cold air and it rather than rising higher. So I feel like Chamuel is coming through, and we'll see what message he would like to provide. But I feel that this card is coming through to say, all right, it's creating peace. And creation is an action word. Choosing is an action word as well. I choose is action oriented. And there's energy under that language, under that word. But I create. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes, pay attention to your mouth, and out loud say, I create. And feel it. Feel what it feels like to say it. Say it again. I create. Breathe that in and say it one more time. I create. You shift when you're paying attention to the words that you're using. And I wasn't even saying that. The only thing that I did differently is I was really present with saying the words. I was intentional about saying, okay, I'm paying attention to what this word is doing. I'm paying attention to how this word feels when it comes out of my mouth. I'm being visceral about it. I'm being physical. When we connect the emotion, the mind to the physical, there's no stopping us. You shift automatically. Just saying that, I bet now you're feeling like, ooh, what am I going to create? Because it stirs something up in your energetic field. It's exciting. It's motivating. It's inspiring. You are connecting to source using your words. So your words are important. So how are you going to create peace today? How are you going to create peace in your life this week? It's not about creating peace for others. This is very much a personal exercise, and I feel that we're all being invited right now to step into a self-awareness energy. How am I going to create peace? I create. So now add that. I create peace. It just shifts you. No matter what's going on in your world, it brings you into the positive. Into the now, into the present. It brings you into the present moment. It shifts you. This will work well for people who are in monkey mind, any kind of anxiety going on. Connect to the word. I create, and then add what you're going to create. I create happiness for myself right now. What does happiness feel like when I say it? I create happiness. I create peace. I create calm. I create love. Get to know these words on a visceral level. That's our message. All right, let me just channel Archangel Chamuel and see what comes through. Greetings, dear ones. I am Archangel Chamuel and so grateful to be connecting with you this evening. You are all on a very exciting journey from our perspective. We know that there is much sorrow and heartbreak, as you have just been discussing. And yet we wish to offer to you that there is purpose to this experience that you are all co-creating on the planet at this time. The purpose is to bring all of you together on a heart level, to feel the vibrational shift that occurs when all hearts connect as one. For separation is an illusion. You are all deeply connected. You are all deeply connected to one another, regardless of distance. And you are all connected with us. We, as the Archangelic Collective, are also a part of you and a part of the One, the All that is, the Great Creator. This week, as you are pondering these messages that are being offered and shared through the frequency of love, consider your own frequency. consider what you choose to offer. Consider how you can plug in your heart frequency to the frequency of Mother Earth and to the heart of humanity. You are all, as you know, on the precipice of great things, great ascension into feelings and experiences that you have only dreamed of. These are all going to come to pass if you allow the flow of creation to bring them to fruition. Everything is in your potential field, the field of potential. And you are floating in this field of potential at all times. It is the co-creative power of Source. As you connect with your words this week, understand that those words are a direct connection to this field of potential. If you allow yourself permission to tap into what you cannot see with your own eyes, but can feel with your energetic, that is where, as has been discussed, the magic takes root. Be well this week. Enjoy the heart connection. Enjoy your frequency, mixing and blending with all other soul aspects at this time. And know that creation is occurring. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because it is a pre-record, is we are going to do a grab your deck portion of today's Demystify the Divine. I'm going to channel 2 questions. I'm going to pull a card for each and just sort of offer what I offer on those particular cards, and then I will leave it up to you this week to be able to dive in and bring that message to a more individual level so that you can apply it to your individual lives. All right, so I'm just gonna channel a couple of questions for us to focus on with our card pull. Okay, so card pull number 1. What card helps us to focus our energies to what we wish to manifest? What card helps us to focus our energies to what we wish to manifest? So grab your decks and shuffle them up. And I'm going to pull one for myself and just sort of guide you through the process of how I received that information. And of course, a card just flew out. So this deck is really speaking to me. So for me this week, bringing this into the individual, what card is going to help me to focus my energy on what I want to manifest, I got the Hermit, the angel of reflection. And peeps, I'm a Virgo. So this is my tarot card. Hermit is the Virgo card. And so the angel of reflection, when I look at this card, I'm just going to kind of guide you to how you can sort of interpret your own message. When I look at this card, I'm drawn to the lantern. The lantern on the card is really shining brightly for me in my mind right now. And a lantern really doesn't cast a whole lot of light if you think about it in the real world. So it's designed for me to not look too far ahead, to really focus on my surroundings right now. So one foot in front of the other. And it's the angel of reflection. It's taking a step and then reflecting on what is around me. That is going to help me to get very clear on what I'm manifesting. So the message that I'm receiving today for me here is this week, it's not about for me manifesting out 10 years from now. It's about manifesting this week. What is it that I choose to experience? What am I creating in the energy and the space of my now? I need to take one step and then just observe and reflect on what that step is showing me. What is the lantern showing me in the space that I'm in right now, in my current environment? And I keep hearing the phrase, grow where I'm planted. So that's how I'm going to step in and help to focus my energy, is using the energy of the card Hermit, using the Hermit's lantern to guide what I can see and therefore what I need to put my focus on. So I don't need to put my focus on anything that's too far out. I need to focus on, here's what I need to manifest based on where I'm at right now. So really bringing it into the now. What card energy can connect you more deeply with your willpower? So this is a big one. And I'm going to pull a tarot card for this as well. I'm feeling the energy of tarot. So what card energy can help me can help me more deeply connect with my willpower? Okay. Page of Wands, ideas. And the thing that I'm drawn to the most here is on the end of her wand, she's got a beautiful cardinal, and it's red up against her sort of peach colored feathers. So when we talk of Page of Wands, what I'm feeling here as I'm just sort of looking at it and identifying it, she actually is expressing a chakra color of willpower in here, which is the yellow. She's wearing the pants and the top. So she is an embodiment of the solar plexus chakra, identity, personal power, mastery, co-creation, willpower, right? Willpower and boundaries to be able to make it happen. The peach color is also bringing in the sacral chakra, which is our ocean of emotion, and it's the expression of our creative flow. It's the creative flow that's happening. And this beautiful cardinal, birds are angels. Birds are angelic messengers that are coming in red, saying, I'm bright red, I'm connecting to my root chakra. So we've got the first three chakras, 1 through 3, represented in this card as I'm just looking at the color and I'm drawn to the bird. So for me, how can I connect more deeply with my willpower? It's really working on my lower chakras, focusing on my root, my sacral, and my solar plexus. I feel safe and secure. I not only survive, I thrive. I have all of my needs met, and my needs are being met through the messenger of source, through that energy and that connection with source, with the divine, with the energy that is all around us and running through us. And as a result of that, I have a better creative flow that allows me to feel more confident in what it is that I am commanding and demanding of the universe at this time, because I'm embodying the command and the demand. And then I am spreading my wings wide to be able to be creative in receiving it. And I'm safe and secure. And not only do I survive, but I thrive, because that is my focus. That is what my wand is connecting me to. The word here is ideas. So that also helps as well in terms of allowing myself the ability to receive intuitive ideas, to receive intuitive inspiration. and open myself that way to being able to step in to that willpower. And page energy is student energy. So there's a I want to say sort of a feeling here of not feeling like I have to know it all. I'm not working on mastery here. I'm working on being open to learning, open to receiving new pieces of information that are going to help me to feel more confident in that willpower, because I'm embodying it. How do I want to, what's the plan? How do I want to apply it in my life? So that is one way that you can take a look at your cards. And with these questions, you can play around with that a little bit. You can say, okay, with that energy, with the general message today, how can I make that more intentional and more individual for my life? I'm going to notice what I'm drawn to on the card, and I'm going to allow the words on the card, I'm going to allow what the symbolism that I'm drawn to on that card to expand. It's okay for me to expand. It's okay for me to extrapolate. I'm not going to be wrong. I'm a student of it. So let me be that student. Let me be creative. Let me allow whatever messages are coming through for me, no matter how silly or either seemingly simple or seemingly ridiculous and have nothing to do with the card. I'm going to pay attention to all of it because there is a message in there for me. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. So excited to be able to connect with you. If you like what you see here, feel free to like, subscribe, and click the bell on my YouTube channel. I am getting ready to launch my membership, Ignite Your Wings, Wisdom for Transformation. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you guys. We are all in change and transformation constantly. We're always in different cycles and phases of that, and we all need support. Regardless of what cycle we're in, regardless of what phase we're in, we all need support. And we're going to be in this for, a few years. So let's dive in together. Let's be supportive of one another. Let's get those tools, get that supportive energy, get that practical application so that you don't feel like you're a leaf blowing in the wind. So I can't wait to be sharing that stuff with you guys. Have the most amazing week. Take care. We will see you next time live at our regular standard time. And Keone will be joining us.
Keone's here now. She just doesn't know it. All right, everybody. I would like to thank you all for watching the pre-recorded version. Sorry for the technical difficulties in the beginning. StreamYard went haywire, but I'm glad I was watching. We were able to come on. And I would just like to get anyone who would like to come on to do a short little interview to talk about the show. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube and you just would like to leave some appreciation comments, leave those and I will post those so that Stacy can see them because it's a surprise for her. Of course, she knows she does a very positive job, but in life, sometimes we need to hear it from other people. And I'm very thankful of her for allowing me to help out with the show. I know she could do this without me. And I would like to bring on someone who watches weekly. I'll bring on Ragu. And if Try, Christy, Shauna, if you're still in the audience, if you'd like to post a comment, Tayel, if I pronounce your name correctly, if I didn't, sorry. I'm going to bring on Ragu right now. How are you doing, Ragu?
Good. How are you?
I am doing great. So I would like to know, what do you look forward to about watching this show live every week?
The weekly wisdom she provides. She is creating a community of star seeds across the globe. The people watching from all over the world, and we are all becoming one community. And the way she provides wisdom, an idea what to look for, and how the way she interprets the cards is really amazing. And the peace and the happiness and the love she brings to the table, that's what I look for.
Awesome, because there's not enough of that being projected in the world. We always see all the things on the news or on social media, and so anytime we can get that positivity, embedded in us throughout the week. It's always a good thing. What's your favorite segment? We have the segment where she selects her word of the week. Then we have these segments where she pulls a card and kind of gives the wisdoms of the week. And then we have the grab your deck session, where you get to pull your own cards and she gets to inform you of what you pulled. What's your favorite segment?
My favorite segment is when she comes up with the questions for the week. It's really amazing how those questions are apt for each week.
Hmm.
And based on those questions, sometimes, sometimes I join, sometimes my boss joins here instead of me.
Your boss.
Yes, she is my boss. But those questions actually stay with me for a few days.
Mhm.
They make me think. Those questions are my favorite segment.
Now you and your wife, you come on, both of you watch each week, but you kind of take turns each week, which I like. You take 1 week, she takes 1 week. Is that by design, or who came up with that?
I came up with that idea because this is my week.
Oh, you got the pre-recorded week. Oh, well, you know what? Stacy's gonna laugh at me, but you know what? I'm gonna do something because she's gonna watch back this and she's going to laugh. So the rookie who's been watching her,
All right.
let's see. I'm
You're
gonna.
going to pull the card for
Oh,
me.
it did the thing that she does where a card just jumped out. Ragu, you're probably gonna get me something hard. Oh, you got the truths unveiled, the revelation of Isis, the truth unveiled. Now, I'm not as good as her, especially these are Egyptian cards. So I know that she says take in the whole card, feel the card, look at the foliage, look at everything. If there's foliage on there, look at everything in the card. And I see this as the truth is unveiled. Um, there's a truth that's going to be revealed to you this week. Um, that's what I get for you. There's a truth for you that's going to be unveiled this week. And I feel like that truth is going to come from within. It's not a family member or a friend of yours that's going to tell you something that's true that you may have been thinking about. It's something that you're going to tell yourself or witness yourself that is going to open your eyes to a truth that you've been looking for. That's
Thank
what I
you.
feel like that card says.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. I thank you for always being every week. The study people that are here every week. If you are here every week and you don't comment, I'm sorry that I don't know your name. It's just I only see them if they comment, and we greatly appreciate you. Karen S, we appreciate you. What a wonderful series of messages this week. Great card pull topics. Lovely Shamel, channeling Fab Word. Thank you for recording this, Stacy. Happy visit. She's gonna get that, and she is going to appreciate it, and I will stop butchering names today and spelling. And Ragu, thank you for coming on. Thank everyone who watched us today, and we will see you live next week. Ragu, you get to do something that never happens. You get to tell. Oh, hey, hold on. We've got more. I almost pulled it too quick. Cindy says, "Love the card pulls and channeling the messages from archangels." Thank you, Stacy. Also, thank you, Cleone, for all that you do. You are welcome, guys. We really wanted to make this happen. I have a show at 8:30, so I was panicking when the audio was not working, but we got it to work right. We had a lot of people on this live tonight, and Ragu, go ahead and send us home with a thoughtful good night message.
Good night, everybody. And the truth is, we are all followers of Stacy, and we all love Stacy. That's the truth that is being unveiled right now. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.